Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel where today we are going to take a look at I'd say average, maybe below average game in the T92. Now this game isn't really about the gameplay, well it is about the gameplay, but it's not really about the tanks, it's more about the map. So what I've done here is I've sped up this first part of the game because it's just me driving and nothing, not a whole lot happens. But the whole point of this video is to highlight something that I think is a little bit bizarre with the way in which Gaijin implements some of their spawns. I've pushed all the way up the A line here to the almost very edge of the map, and so far this isn't anything unusual about this gameplay. I pulled off a flank there. I believe that was a Panther. Panther G, yep, he's dead. So I'm pulling off a flank, which is exactly what you would do in a light tank. But what's different about this game is that I end up getting into a position that I honestly do not think is fair in any way whatsoever. And you'll see what I mean a little bit later on. But before we get there, what I find bizarre about Gaijin's implementation of the spawn on this map, Poland, I think this is a slightly smaller version of Poland, slightly zoomed in. If you look at the northern spawn point there for their team, you can see that if you were to draw a vertical line from their spawn point all the way up to the A line, I'm almost in line with their spawn right now. Now typically Gaijin will have an area around the spawn to say that you're too close to the enemy spawn and you are going to be detected. What's bizarre about this, and you're starting to see it now, is I am able to not only drive, alongside the cap here. I'm now in draw that vertical line. I am now going past. I'm now behind their spawn. From a vertical point of view, their tanks are going to be spawning further west than I am now, which means that if they spawn in, I'm going to see the backs of them. You just saw one there. I didn't quite see what vehicle that was, but here we go. Tiger 1, and that's a Panther. No, Tiger. That looks like a Tiger 2. I am now behind the enemy team. I am behind their spawn, and I know enough about the game to not shoot them immediately. You wait a little bit because they've got spawn protection. I give it a little bit of time before pulling the trigger. I think this shouldn't be possible because they're spawning in and I'm behind them immediately. This reminds me of sort of spawn camping in old school Call of Duty, and the thing that I find really weird is that I think Gaijin are generally pretty good at... They're pretty good at balancing the game. I think I mean I'm fairly new to the game. If you're an expert or you've been playing a lot longer than I have, you probably know that there are parts of the game that are not balanced or could be worked on. But for me, as a relatively new player, this for me is a glaring problem. I don't think any video game should implement a spawn system and allow the enemy team to sit behind that spawn location. Now I've killed a Tiger, and I'm assuming it's the same guy because he knows I'm here. He's driving back this way to come get me, but I am in a light tank, so I've got more speed than he does. I can maneuver better than he can, and I can relocate a lot faster than he can. And honestly, I've played this strategy before, but I've never played it to this extent. The last time I did this, I'd been killed already, so I'd never actually gotten this far with it. I was expecting, and this was at this point, I was kind of experimenting with it. I thought to myself, there's no way I can get this far around. There's no way. I'm gonna hit the red zone that tells me I'm visible to the enemy team, and I'll be dead. So at this point, I was kind of experimenting, thinking, there's no way I can push it more than I already have. And I say I'm a relatively new player. There's probably a better way for me to be shooting this Tiger, but yeah, struggling. I'm not very good at ranging shots at the minute. I assumed that shooting the turret would kill the crew inside, but apparently not. I mean, I'm firing. I got him on, I think, on my 4th shot there, but yeah, I am firing heat. Maybe heat's not the best thing to fire. It's what I've taken. But anyway, yes, here we go. So that tiger's now dead, and at this point I'm thinking, right, I'm clearly able to sit behind the northern spawn. Let me try the southern spawn. How close can I get to the southern spawn? You know, just experimenting with the game, because I kind of enjoy experimenting with what you can get away with in games. And I am closer to the southern spawn than I ever was to the northern spawn. How is this allowed? How is this possible in this game? I mean, War Thunder prides itself on being, you know, I would say fair, in the sense that there's no hit point pools, there's no RNG really in the game. Everyone's a one shot. It's skill that is what determines the outcome. That's generally the vibe I get from War Thunder, and I quite like that, because it means that if I lose, it just basically says, well, the other guy was better than you. But in this situation, if you lose, it's not because you're better than me. You lose because you've just spawned in. I've waited the 10 or 20 seconds or whatever it is for your spawn protection to disappear, and then I've just shot you in the back. And you've got no warning that I'm here, unless I've already killed you, which is exactly what happened with that tiger. And I mean, here again, here, like, how is that? How is that fair? Oh, I don't know. But in my mind, I was expecting there to be, I don't know, some sort of red zone that connected both spawns together, so that no one in a light tank could just do what I'm doing right here. I don't agree that this is how the game should be played. And one really bad side effect of this is, because I am spotting their team as they come out the spawn, my team doesn't need to be concerned about trying to listen and figure out where the enemy players are. They know where the enemy team are immediately from spawn, and I've been seen here. And my team has capped all 3 points. My team is now pushing through the town, through to the field on the other side, and this isn't typically what I would see in a war. Well, no, I said this is a typical. You know, the one team will push through the other in War Thunder, but this game has been very, very short, and I've clearly upset the enemy team by doing this, because I've got close air support and their tanks after me. So, yeah, enough of them know that I'm here, and I'm But I feel like games like this, having a light tank being able to do this, means that my team knows exactly where the enemy team is. There's no real skill involved in playing the game. It's just, okay, that's where they are, let's push through the town, let's cap all the points, and it's game over. And we're basically at that game over point now. My team has all 3 caps. The tickets are just about to disappear, and the game over. The game's done. Not because, and I don't feel it was because I was a good player or my team were a good team. I just was able to abuse the system. So 4 kills, 4 assists. Yeah. You guys tell me what you think. I don't think that should be possible. That to me does not feel like fair play. Maybe I'm wrong. Who knows? I'll let you guys decide. Alright guys, that's all I've got for this video, so if you've enjoyed it, please leave it a like, if not a dislike, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll catch you in the next one.